Hello, this is Hope Roski, and I'm sitting in for Mike Briggs today with Briggs on Books. Today, from Kalamazoo, Michigan, we have Joseph Patrick Fair. Joseph, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Hope, I'm excellent. It's my honor to be on the show, and thanks for filling in for Mike.
Oh, absolutely. Well, as I was reading over your bio, one of the things that caught my attention is the fact that you write police fiction. And I love a good detective book. And I love to, my brother who is in law enforcement, the stories that I would hear were pretty incredible. So I just wanted to touch base with you on what was your involvement with law enforcement and how did it influence you in your writing?
Yes, I had the opportunity around the time that I was in my late 30s to get involved with law enforcement, and I felt a passion to serve my community. And I knew also I would probably get along. I had friends in that business. I would get along well with people. And I had hoped, while I did law enforcement, that I would have some stories to tell people and hopefully someday to write a book. And yes, the best writing comes from being out on the street and seeing very unusual things that grip you real deep. And I was fortunate to have a binder, and I wrote little ideas down about twice a month or so over my 25 years. And then that became my police fiction book.
And that's interesting you say that you would write down in your journal. And I think that's something I've heard from many other writers is that soon as an idea pops in their head, it's like, boom, they write it down and they record it so they can go back to it because creativity, I've learned creative minds are a constant wheel in motion, and that when it comes to you, it's just you need to record it that moment. And you just brought up a very good point with that.
Yes, you are right that creative minds are constantly running, and I think that if you write down ideas that keep them fresh, and sometimes it's only just a paragraph or something, over time, then you know that you have a rock solid story. And then in my case, I stitched together a whole bunch of different things and had different ideas, and I wanted to tell a good story that was gripping. I wanted to deliver a lot of value to people who bought my book, and it's been a great thing since I retired. The book has been wonderful coming in, talking to people like you.
Oh, thank you. So, speaking of which, can you tell us the title of the book and give us a little teaser as to what the book is about?
Yes, the book is called To Die Hero, End of Watch One. The premise of the book is a Joseph Campbell's hero's journey about kind of a small town cop who gets involved in maybe needs to go through a metamorphosis of his strength and his courage and whatnot. And the book outlines a hero's journey about the classic journey people have in life where they start out and maybe they're not even prepared to do something heroic, and eventually the experiences prepare them to face a natural disaster. At the end of the book, there's a natural disaster, and have to rally the troops to save lives. So it's a heartwarming story, and I've got excellent, many 5-star reviews on my book.
So, as you were going through this process, did you have any like what I call coaching along the way or input like from other outside influences?
Yes, in my case, I had talked to a few people, and they suggested I go onto LinkedIn and put in inquiry for a writing coach. I was lucky to actually find a lady named Susan here in my area, and we started to share Google Doc, and we met a couple times for dinner, and she basically had published a couple books. She had worked for a publishing company, was partially retired, and she walked me right through the process. And the story was really rough, and then all of a sudden she started working on it, and I would log into the Google Doc, and she'd log in the Google Doc. I'd come home from work one day, I'd be super excited because the story was clunky, and then all of a sudden it was just smooth as silk. And I have to thank Susan, proofreader, editor, 100%. If you're going to write a book, get somebody to help you that's professional.
And I appreciate you sharing that, because a lot of people just, may want to jump in and start, and then they become frustrated or they hit a block. And just having that extra set of eyes, and somebody who has the background certainly can be helpful. I'm going to transition a little bit into one of the other type of writing styles that you work on, and that you have published, and that is self-help. How did you get involved with that?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing with self-help. I had wrote a few things on social media and on my Medium blog, and I posted that actually at a couple different social media sites. The CEO of Heart of Hollywood magazine reached out to me on a message one day, and I was a little confused, and we went through a dialogue, and then we exchanged phone numbers. We called, and she said, I'd like you to write a little self-help about overcoming adversity. And I wrote one for Oneness magazine. She really liked that. Then I wrote another similar story for Heart of Hollywood, and then I've published about, I believe there's 22 stories now at Heart of Hollywood magazine, some celebrity interviews and self-help, and just loved helping them at Heart of Hollywood.
Well, so I'm just going to go right to and ask then. You may have had to do had encountered something in your life where you had to overcome adversity. What did you suggest in your book that you would also suggest to the viewers that would be of help to them?
Yeah, overcoming adversity. I think we all have some moments in life where we have fear kind of running our mind, and we have to step back from a situation and reframe it. In my case, I think overcoming adversity is really about looking at your own mindset, a little metacognition of your own mindset, going on to shows like this, consuming the right media that can help you. There's gurus out there. Everybody knows who Tony Robbins is and all that stuff. Surrounding yourself with that material can help you during a project. When you feel like you're stuck a little bit, then you go on and you consume some of that material. It can kind of bring up your courage. And I tell everybody, courage comes from really taking a leap of faith and trying to do something, and then just trusting God that it'll work okay or it'll pass. And that helped me a lot when I talk to people. Don't shoot for perfection, shoot for really good.
There you go. Well, I think those are great words of wisdom. And Joseph, I thank you so much for coming on to the show. So, To Die a Hero is your latest book. It is what I call police fiction. And thank you so much. And then again, can you hold up your book in regard to self-help as well? Because I think that's important also for the viewers to see too.
Yeah, Oneness magazine, November 2023. And they can also go to Heart of Hollywood magazine. I have a profile there under Joseph Patrick Fair. They can find the 20 different articles. Also, feel free to connect with me at www.josephpatrickfair.com. I also provide coaching for anybody that wants to write, and they can see links to all my writing and podcasts there at my website.
Well, wonderful, Joseph. Thank you so much, and I hope I have the opportunity to interview you again.
Hey, hope it'll be my pleasure. Invite me on anytime.
Thank you. And this is Hope Roski with Briggs on Books.